I'll get straight to the point. Um, this is John 8:44. Ye are now. This is Yahweh speaking to, you know, fellow Israelites. Ye are of the father. So like ye are of your father, the devil, and that goes to um, like basically that's spot on for today. You got these so-called Christians, or you got these guys that set up to come against the truth. You recall it, man. If you've been in this truth, watching these so-called Christians try to come up against the elders and apostles and against this truth, they coming with the lies of the devil, their father. You know what I mean? That they go to for the one of all things to try to have something in this, this polluted, wicked ass place. Doing the bidding thereof of Satan. You know, ye are ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Now these are the same people that came over here, raped, robbed, and murdered to get this land. Lied to, Gad, and broke, will offer peace. What's that scripture to talk about? His words are smoother than butter. I think it's in the book of Psalms. You know, saying peace, peace. But really was destruction in his heart. You know what I mean? He was a murderer from the beginning and a bold not in the truth because there is no truth in him. At the end of the day, I brought that out just because it's a fact. Like I said, I recall, hearing about the Jonestown and Jim Jones and, all that. And, how he had so much power. He was like the Manson of his time. He was able to get these people to commit suicide. They show, you know, somewhat sketches of it, like they showed it on The Simpsons. It was this movie called VHS. They showed it, where they basically, he supposed to got these people, his followers, to drink poison Kool-Aid or some kind of intoxication or some kind of drink that's supposed to, where basically they committed mass suicide. But this literally tells you that they were killed. I'm going to reread it. It says, the Jonestown deaths were the ultimate and assisted suicide. Assisted, meaning that they killed these people. According to the official pathologists in Guyana, 80 to 90% of the victims had fresh needle marks. So that's pretty much all of them. 80 to 90%. But like I said, they portray it as, oh yeah, he was just Esau the devil. It says Jim Jones may have survived the destruction of the People's Temple compound. The body identified as being Jim Jones was so decomposed as to be unidentifiable. Never knew about that either, although it is reported that the corpse did not have Jones's distinctive chest tattoos. Examining the evidence, the conclusion is simple, inevitable. Jonestown was a project of U.S. intelligence agencies and the psychiatric establishment, and the mass murder suicides that probably took place to cover that fact up. American media is in collusion and keeping the information from the public. And that's the spirit, because I just literally was saying from all the depictions, they were showing it as if like they just all committed suicide. The E. Saline Institute, located at Big Sur, is a new age style group with a myriad of interesting connections. One of the founders of the group was Aldous Huxley, the primary advocate for the LSD dosings of the world. The first seminar on human potential at Esalen was led by Willis Harman of Stanford Research Institute. He was anything but a hippie. Charles Manson and members of his group played a concert at Esalen 3 days before the Helter Skelter murders. Physicist Jack Sarfati reports on weird stories that he heard at Esalen Institute in Big Sur that the occultist philosophy Eureka had been founded in Chile by fugitive Nazis who were occult adepts. Salakia, who were occult adepts. Sarfati says many of the regulars at Esseline's, including some of our group like Dr. John Lilly and Kalido Naranjo, had been in the first Eureka training in Chile. Sephardi also lists Soviet officials who were at Esseline in the late 70s and early 80s. Valentin M. Berizbo, Yuri A. Zamshinkin, Andrei A. Kokoshin, Henrikus. There's a lot of different names. I'm going to skip all that. Joseph Golden. This list is not complete. It says one of the people said to have been involved in the Russian presence at Esseline is the Rockefeller-funded John Mack, formerly on the board of advisors of Werner Erhard establishment. Mack has lately achieved prominence as a UFO abduction researcher. The Unification Church of Reverend Sun Myung Moon has since its beginning maintained close connections to the South Korean Central Intelligence Agency. Now you could look that up too. I believe something similar happened. I think I read something about. I heard that name before. I came across a book about different cults. What I love the fact that the elder brother, Barack Allah out of Ancient Days, he broke down cult. I'm sure he got it from the elders, but cult simply means to worship. So at the end there, you got good cults or righteous cults, and you got wicked cults. You know what I mean? This being one of them. I forgot the name of the cult that they started though. At least four of Moon's early accolades were Army officers closely connected to the founding director of the KCIA. One of Moon's most influential aides, Bo Hi-Pak, liaison with the CIA. Moon's church is enormously rich and influential with at least 600 front groups by last count. So his church is still around. Among the group's notable acquisitions has been the Washington Times newspaper. What? Among the group's notable acquisitions has been the Washington Times newspaper. So basically, I'm going to go research that because basically, bear with me for a second because I'm going to bring that information out. I'm gonna actually research and maybe do a lesson on that. But this guy Sun Myung Moon is the founder of the Unification Church, and basically, this guy has 16 children. It says was a Korean religious leader, also known for his businesses, ventures, and support for political causes. A Messiah claimant, he was the founder of the. So he said he was the Messiah, a Messiah claimant. He was the founder of the unification movement and of its widely noted blessings of mass wedding ceremonies, and the author of its unique theology, the divine principle. But I might be mixing it up with another guy because, like I said, I know that name was mentioned in this book on cults. You know what I mean? Because I think it was out of China. It was a group that I think they had some kind of nerve gas or they did something. It says Moon's church is enormously rich and influential with at least 600 front groups by last count. Among the groups, it said the acquisitions Washington Times newspaper, which Moon admits has cost him more than $1 billion. So they bought Washington Times, and you would have never found that out. And the University of Bridgeport in Connecticut that has hired as a trustee Jack E. Thomas, former Assistant Chief of Staff for U.S. Air Force Intelligence. On March 23rd through 25th, 1997, 39 members of a UFO apocalyptic cult group called Heaven's Gate. That's the group. That's the spirit, because I was trying to figure out the name of it. Members of a UFO apocalyptic group, apocalyptic cult group called Heaven's Gate killed themselves with phenobarbital and vodka in the Rancho Santa Fe suburb of San Diego. But who's to say that even happened? I mean, like I say, I just literally went into the Jim Jones thing. They said they're saying that they all drank some shit and died. It dies coming out that they were fucking, like I say, was helped, like they were killed. Who's to say it wasn't the same thing with this? As with many apparent cults, when a tread is pulled down, it often leads to the shadowy denizens of American spookdom. In the case of Heaven's Gate, one of these connections is via the internet. The web server for the Heaven's Gate website is a small company, Space Star, staffed by one man in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Fracturing coincidence, another group that uses services of Space Star is Scientific Applications International Corps, or SAC, CIA spelled backwards. Doubly coincidental is that SAC is located in La Jolla, California, near Rancho Santa Fe. I'm going to stop there.